Okay, so if you're watching YouTube videos to prepare for your PTE exam, that's fantastic.
Fantastic.
But please do not follow the strategy in your exam.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
This is the main reason why students are failing their speaking and reading section.
Fail. I don't want to fail again.
Whenever you assess a video and you think about it, is this person telling me something that makes logical sense? Does it make common sense? This is the first question you should ask yourself. Because if the answer is no, then it's probably not going to work in this exam. Everybody, this is Alex from Dream English. I'm happy to see you here. I'm happy you stopped on this video to make sure that you do not do this in your exam and fail because of it. And recently I've had a lot of students joining our classes that are struggling, especially in the reading section. So of course, whenever we have new students, we try to find out where they're lacking, what they're doing in their previous tests, and what are the main reasons for them failing their previous exams. A lot of them have told me that they're studying from YouTube, which is great. We're on YouTube. You're watching a YouTube video right now. But the problem is so many students are pursuing easy hacks and tricks and cheats for their exam. They're losing their common sense and they're following things that are completely logically nonsensical. They don't make any sense whatsoever, but they blindly trust a lot of these videos, or sometimes they don't know what to do and they're completely lost and they're overwhelmed by all of this different content. So they just close their eyes and they pick something randomly and they try it. They fail 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. And they keep changing all these different strategies and ultimately they don't know why they're failing. This is the biggest reason why people are failing their speaking and their reading section. Let me show you. A popular video, and there's actually a number of those videos going around YouTube, is about the read aloud one-line strategy. Now please, I don't want you to actually look it up unless you go in the comments, because I don't want to give any more visibility to these videos and students will follow them and again keep failing their exam. What is the one-line strategy? So if you look here at my screen, basically what it tells you in the speaking section, specifically in read aloud. And a lot of people struggle in read aloud because it's an important question and it carries a lot of marks for your speaking and also for your reading. So what these students are told in the video is, look, read aloud is hard. You're gonna make a lot of mistakes. You can get full marks in your speaking and reading by only reading one line of the text. Meaning you don't need to practice your pronunciation. You don't need to practice your fluency. You don't need to practice all these difficult words. You just read like one sentence and then you click next. So let me show you exactly why this is completely wrong, why it doesn't work, why you're gonna fail your exam. So check this. And this is a read aloud down from our platform, which marks you in the same way like many real exam questions. Free trade is economic policy under which the government does not interfere with trade. No tariffs are applied. So what these students are told to do is this. My fluency is a little bit low because I had a bit of a pause at the start. Check what happens. And this is exactly how the PTE system marks you in the exam as well. Read aloud gives you marks in your reading for your content. So what does that mean? It's how clearly you say the words, if you're making any mistakes, if you're skipping S or ED or ING, or you're adding extra sounds. So this is your reading content score. It also gives you a lot of marks in speaking. And what do we get marked in speaking for? Mostly it is our oral fluency. If you look at my speech recording over here, not the beginning where I paused, but the part I actually spoke, you don't see any major pauses or hesitations there, right? So what the computer here is going to give me is going to give me a score of 4 out of 5 for my fluency. So if I do this in the exam, my speaking score is going to be pretty good, even though my performance here was complete rubbish. And as you may know, speaking is the section that gives you the most marks in the whole exam. But look at my content score. I'm only getting 1 out of 5 here. So what we know for a fact is that read aloud contributes a lot of marks in your reading. So this is an example of a speaking mock test that we did from the PTE website. This is the official PTE website. You can see score test B. And in this mock test, we only did the speaking section and we did it almost perfectly without any mistakes. So look, 1/3 of your marks in this exam out of 90 will come just from reading read aloud. So you do the math. If you got 6 read alouds, right, or potentially 7 read alouds, and you can get anywhere up to 31 to 33 marks in your reading. So considering that we all start with 10 in the exam, that means 21 to 23 marks will come from your read aloud. That means read aloud gives you an average 3.5, sometimes 4%, again, depending on the number of questions, towards your reading section. If we flip back over here, and I'm only getting 1/5 of those marks. Well, what that means that over the course of 6 or 7 questions, instead of getting 10 plus an extra 21, 22, or 23 marks in my reading, for a total of 31, 32, or 33 reading points in total, you're just getting 1/5 of those marks. So out of 21, 22, 23 potential marks, you do the math. You're getting maybe 4 to 5%. That is absolute insanity. Let me give you a little explanation when this actually works. Because if you go on the comments of those videos, people say, sir, I got 66 overall. I got my desired score. Oh, I got 52 in speaking. How many people do you see on those videos saying they got 90 out of 90, 85 plus, 79 plus, even 65 plus? Extremely rare or almost never. So what you will see on a lot of those videos, it's people that come from overseas. It's people who are not in Australia, who are not looking for nursing registration. They're not looking for permanent residency. They just need like 6 in each section, which is like 15 PTE, sometimes even 5.5, to just apply to a diploma overseas. Or sometimes they only need the overall score. So they don't actually care about what they got in each individual section. And of course, if I do really well in speaking, as you can see here again, I got 42 in my exam, in my mock test, overall, just by doing the speaking only and nothing else at all. So if I actually attempted some of the other questions, right? And assuming that my reading here is very low, for example, I would easily get 50 plus or 55 plus as my overall score. So guys, please, I urge you, use your common sense, use your best judgment. If you're practicing online, you're using different platforms and websites, that's great, that's fantastic. But whenever you assess a video and you think about it, is this person telling me something that makes logical sense? Does it make common sense? This is the first question you should ask yourself. Because if the answer is no, then it's probably not going to work in this exam. I'm going to make a separate video on some strategies and some shortcuts that you can use that actually work. Some ways where you don't actually need to give the right logical answer, but you still get full marks. Some places where you can memorize a template and get away with it, and you can still pass your exam. But doing something blatantly ridiculous like this, where you're not reading 80% of the text and you're expecting to get a high score, please, I urge you, do not do this in your exam. You will fail at least your reading. There could be rare exceptions where somebody actually got 65 plus in each section doing this. But oftentimes those people will do quite well in the reading section itself. So even if they lost 14, 13, 15 marks here in their reading, well, they still may get more than 65. But again, those people are generally the exception. They're not the rule. So if your future depends on this, you need your nursing registration, you need your permanent residency, you got a sponsorship offer from your employer, or your age is going to be over the limit and you're applying for an independent skill migration visa and you urgently, desperately need the score, please use common sense. Okay, don't follow this in your exam. You will fail the exam. And I want to call out all of those different channels and institutes, so-called, that actually teach this and promote this to thousands of people on YouTube. Please take that stuff down, because I know how tempting it is to have this crazy, this revolutionary new technique video with the secret special trick that guarantees you're going to pass this exam without doing any work. The sensational video, right? Like we see in the media, in the news. And those people get a lot of clicks, they get a lot of views, they put ads on their videos, they make a lot of money with YouTube ads, which we've never done on our channel. And it's very tempting to always have something breaking, something revolutionary, something shocking. But then the truth is that out of all these people who watch this, it's only going to work for people who need a very low score. And unfortunately, if your future depends on this, this is outright fraud, this is outright spam, because by putting that kind of content out, you're actually gambling with people's future, which is very dishonest and is very, I don't have any words to describe this. But anyways, in summary, one-line strategy in Read Aloud. Do not do this, okay? Use your common sense. It's not that hard to practice on different sites and see the improvement in your pronunciation. See the improvement in your fluency. You can try this text a couple times and you will see improvement. You know, I missed a word here. Oh, okay, cool. I'm just going to follow with my finger not to miss it. Or in this word, I tend to always eat the S and ED. Okay, maybe I'm not clear enough. I need to emphasize the ending of words more. So that's something that you can do. We got a lot of video of this about this on our channel. And there's a couple other frauds I'm going to start calling out and exposing here. So check the next video in the playlist, check our page, like and subscribe, Please use your common sense if you want to pass this exam. This is Alex from Dream English. I hope this brought you some value. Do not do this in your tests, and I'll see you in the next video.